I'm gonna make this intro quick because I only have so much time before I have to be off and away with the horse trailer, but today I am taking you all along with me for a show jump lesson with my trainer Elizabeth Sunleaf at the lovely Goldenleaf Stables, and today I'm gonna be taking Mr. Monty, my well-trained 3-star event horse. 'Tis the eventing season, so training has been in full swing lately. Anyways, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Monty! Alright, there he comes. Good boy, steady. Uh-oh. Okay, is that just me or does he kind of look off? Monty, you are not allowed to be late. Oh gosh. Yeah, he's definitely limping. Quite quickly after realizing something was not right with Monty, straight away I checked his legs, making sure there was no swelling or heat, and then when I picked up his hooves, the culprit of his lameness was glaringly obvious. He had lost a shoe. You gotta be kidding me, you guys. I am already running behind, and I'm also running out of options of other horses to bring, despite having 6 horses. Belle had a lesson today, and Buggy is away at a training stable for the month. Dante's off at stud, and I'm focusing on doing more liberty work with Mystique rather than eventing, which leaves... Boy, hey, hey, steady. What you just witnessed was my once wild Mustang Copper's first attempt at jumping. We have had some since then, most of which, well, let's just say... Yeah, so maybe I just need a trainer there to help me with his jumping career. Sometimes a second opinion is all you need, right? Anyways, with that quick detour, let's get this wild boy loaded up and ready to go. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I need myself a midday slump pick-me-up, although I'm sure Copper will have my adrenaline through the roof already, but I'm still gonna stop and get some coffee at our local Star Stable Bucks, and yes, the drive-thru lines here are horse trailer friendly, so Copper's coming along for the ride. Alright, coffee's in hand, let's hit the road again. Once we made it to the quaint Goldenleaf Stables, I grabbed the impatient Copper from the trailer. He always gets very alert when we're going out and about. He's not a very go-with-the-flow horse, I've learned. More of an opinionated type. He likes to know what is happening, when it's happening, and preferably be in charge of it all. So after some very concerned, what is this place and where are all my friends, whinnies, he hopped out of the trailer and it was time to get ready. First things first, I unwrapped his shipping boots. Copper literally always manages to bang up his legs in the trailer without them. So these are super important to have on for him. After that, I gave him a quick once over with my handy rubber curry gloves to bring up the dust, and then followed up with a stiff brush to flick it off. He is the kind of horse that collects dirt like it's his job. Then I checked his legs again, just out of habit. I didn't want another lameness scare. There was no swelling, no heat, and that Mustang toughness really shows in how clean-legged he always stays, knock on wood. Then I brushed out his tail, picked his hooves. Once he was brushed off and de-dusted to an acceptable degree, which with Copper is never actually clean, just good enough, it was time to tack up. I laid on a peachy salmon colored saddle pad because yes, we are going for performance and aesthetics today. Hey, if we're not the part, we can at least look the part. Then I set my jump saddle down, checked that the girth was even on both sides, and adjusted it up slowly, hole by hole. I never do it all at once, especially not with Copper, who has opinions about sudden pressure. I mean, fair enough. Once that was on, I added his open front jumping boots, double checked the fit, and then it was my turn to suit up. So I swapped my paddock boots for some tall boots, not without a bit of struggle because apparently zippers hate me, and then threw on my gloves. I pulled my hair into a low ponytail, popped on my helmet, which, yes, is up to safety standards, which I may or may not have rechecked the moment I knew I was going to be riding Copper in this jumping lesson, and grabbed my body protector because, you know, Copper. Better safe than flying sideways over a 2-3 crossrail. Once we were ready to rock and roll, I checked my phone to see how we were doing on time, and shocker, we were late. It definitely didn't help that I had gotten distracted by Goldenleaf's most recent foal. I mean, how could I not say hi to this fluffy little feller? Anyways, Elizabeth did indeed give me the look, but thankfully was still waiting with the jumps already set. The course was a mix of low verticals and a couple of oxers at the far end, with a few cross rails mixed in. Nothing crazy height-wise either, but definitely tricky enough to test his pace and control. We started with flatwork, lots of circles and transitions. All right, focus on rhythm. Don't worry about his head, just get him forward and through. So I gave him a long range trot to let him stretch out. He was kind of looky at first, snorting at this one flower box like it personally offended him. But once I asked for some inside bend and gave him something to do, his brain slowly started to kick in. And after that, we moved to a line of trot pulls. You're doing a little too much. Let him figure it out. Don't micromanage. Eyes up, shoulders back. So yeah, he kind of bumbled through the first set like a wiggly worm, clipped one pull, gave me a dirty look afterwards. Second go though, absolutely nailed it. He got big pats after that. Then we strung together a simple cross rail to a vertical. So I came into this a little underpowered the first time and he did chip, but Elizabeth had me come again with a more forward, energetic canter, sat tall, added leg, and Copper gave me a really solid jump here. Right as we started feeling good, getting in the groove, the horse in the other half of the arena lost its mind at a fluttering sign and reared up, spun and did a victory lap around the arena. Copper, bless his mustang heart, spotted the drama and decided he too was in mortal danger. Circle now, get his brain back. He doesn't need to join the circus. He needs to stay in school. So we circled. A lot. And once I got him breathing again, we picked up the canter and reapproached our one vertical. He was kind of bracy, but he jumped. Before we tackled a full course, Elizabeth had us work through a simple combination, just a vertical to an oxer, the same line we were working on previously, just to kind of check where Copper's brain was at. But apparently, he had other plans, like he often does. We had 2 clean runouts in a row, which felt honestly about right for him. So Elizabeth added some guide pulls to help funnel his focus, and after a very dramatic, slightly sideways approach, he finally locked on and popped over, finishing the line like it was no big deal. Then Elizabeth built us up to a baby course. 5 fences, all under 2-3. Lines were a little tight, which was intentional because she wanted to challenge my ability to package him between leg and hand. We got through the first 3 okay, but on the rollback to an oxer, I lost my line, almost missed the turn there, but Copper launched anyway. It was not pretty, but he did try. Okay, not the plan, but we'll take the effort. Do it again, this time ride the corner. So we did, and it was a lot better. That is the canter you need. Ride that one to every fence and you are golden. Copper actually landed in rhythm instead of just kind of bolting off, and I finally felt that little moment of click, like we were actually on the same page for once. You know that feeling when the jump just kind of flows? That happened, and I will be hanging on to that one moment forever. Yes, that's it. Okay, reward him. Get off if you want. That's a really good note to end on. But I asked for one more loop on a long rein to let him decompress. He stretched his neck down, still snorting at random things, but he wasn't wired, just very alert, like usual. Lessons like this definitely are not about perfection, not with Copper at least. They're just about progress and staying patient when it gets chaotic, which it often does. So I hopped off, loosened the girth, and gave him a solid scratch on the muzzle, his favorite spot. I don't know if he'll ever be easy, when it comes to jumping at least, but honestly, I don't think I want him to be. That's just some of that wild Mustang left in him. You know, he's got opinions, but today he really worked with me and not against me for the most part. And yes, he may not be fully over the flower box fear, but we're getting there. Thanks for coming along for the ride, you guys. If you enjoyed tagging along, don't forget to like and of course subscribe. Okay, bye!